Does the expression laws of nature imply a lawmaker? Whenever we talk about normal laws, they are always created and enforced by states. Can we say the same thing about laws of nature? Are they created and enforced by God? And can these laws even be proof of God's existence? I mean, these laws seems to be enforced throughout the whole universe at all times. Maybe even God created the universe and these laws and then just left. What do you think? Why do laws of nature even exist? Or do they even exist? Maybe everything's just regularities. And can we at all assert that laws work exactly the same throughout the whole cosmos? Many questions. The systematic approach, which is the subject of today's episode, is a way of characterizing laws of nature without an appeal to either God or universals. Is it successful? I'll leave that for you to decide. As we discussed in the last episode, we have two propositions that we want to distinguish. 1. All gold spheres are less than a mile in diameter. 2. All uranium spheres are less than a mile in diameter. The goal here is to distinguish 1, which is an accidental generalization, and 2, which is a law of nature. So let's see if John Stuart Mill's theory succeeds in distinguishing these two statements. A. Air has weight. B. Pressure on a fluid is propagated equally in all directions. C. Pressure from one direction without equal force from the other will produce motion until equilibrium is restored. All these statements are certainly true, but with today's science we would probably be able to reduce them to even more basic statements, right? But the main point here is that if we know these three laws stated by Mill, we would be able to predict the result of certain experiments without having to perform them. For instance, Mill gives us the example of mercury rising within a Torricellian tube, also known as a barometer. This occurrence is the result of these three laws of nature. If the pressure in the air increases, that will cause the rise of mercury within the tube, thus raising the mercury level. So it follows that if we know these three basic laws of nature, we would be able to deduce the result of Torricelli without even performing the experiment. Thus, we are able to deduce a complex uniformity, the rise of mercury within the tube, from the three uniformities, or the three laws. But Mill, being an empiricist, presses on the importance of experiments, because we still constantly need to verify these uniformities or these laws. And the way we establish these laws is through induction, according to Mill. Induction has its problems, which I don't have time to go through here. But anyways, so here Mill states what the laws of nature should be. What are the fewest and simplest assumptions, which being granted, the whole existing order of nature would result? Or, what are the fewest general propositions from which all the uniformities which exist in the universe might be deductively inferred? So here is the core idea. It is like building a logical tree. In the roots we have the laws of nature, and from them we deduce theorems that are consequences or results from the laws. So now, from what we know, let's return to the spheres. Does Mill succeed in separating 1 and 2? If we take this statement, unfortunately he doesn't succeed in distinguishing them, because according to that statement, neither of them would qualify as a law of nature, because 2 is a consequence of a more fundamental law, quantum theory, and according to Mill, only the fundamental axioms are the laws. But I kinda get what he's saying. He only wanted the very basic statements that apply throughout the universe to be the laws of nature, while the theorems are only their consequences. But oh well. In the next episode, we'll discuss Ramsey and Lewis. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Take care until the next one.